state representative for the 98th District representing Branford and Guilford. Thank all of you for being here tonight. It means a great deal to me to see a lot of family and friends here, and I really appreciate it. I'd also like to thank my steering committee that we've gotten together and put together. First of all, Lou, thank you. Your words are too kind. Ray Bauer, treasurer, is taking checks tonight. And Mike Dally, who's been helping with a lot of the literature and among many, many things. And also Jennifer Coppolo's here, and she's due pregnant in October, so thank you, Jennifer. And a couple folks that couldn't be here tonight, Gary Gilbert, who did all our signs, and Grace Zimmer, who's also a great supporter. And I'd also like to recognize some folks here in the audience. First of all, Joe Mazza, our esteemed first selectman from Guilford, who are a solicitor. Joel, he's running for our probate judge in Guilford. He's currently a probate judge. He's running for re-election. So thank you. And also Lisa Davenport, who's running in the 12th district. You're going to meet her a little later. Thank you, Lisa, for coming. He's running, partnering with me here in Branford, running for the 102nd. So between Dave, Lisa, and myself, we will be victorious in November. Camera, he's right over there, and all of you, and my son for being here tonight. I specifically chose the Parthenon Diner because there's nothing more all-American than a diner, and specifically a Greek diner. Greece, the birthplace of our democracy, so I felt it was important, and it's a place Rich and I come to quite frequently, and it's also a business that's in my district, a small business, and those are the type of businesses that we need to help going forward. But I also chose this place because John, the owner, came to this country from Greece. He immigrated here with the American dream like many of our ancestors. And he's done quite well for himself, but in recent years he's had a really challenging time, like many of us, due to the state's decisions and ineffectiveness of our government. And I'm here to let you know that on November 2nd, all of that is going to change. Undeniable truth is that we can no longer afford the amount of government that we have today. It is just simply not sustainable. Raising taxes again and again, especially as families in the economy are struggling to get back on their feet, will only show a slow recovery and more individual hardship. Most families in this economy have had to make difficult choices. It's about time the government does the same thing, right? And I also chose this date, April 22nd. Happy Earth Day, everybody. Because it has a strong meaning in my family. We learned from nature that achieving balance is an essential component of sustainability, whether it's planting or building. Without balance, nothing can foster and grow. Now, I come from an Italian family, and in most Italian families, my father, who's here tonight also, will tell you that a garden is a big deal. So my father probably had the biggest garden in all of Hampton where he grew up. But he planted it not for beauty, but for sustainability, to feed our family. And now, with my father's help, we too plant a garden. And it was based upon these hard work, these ethics that I grew up with from my mother and father that I learned from. And you didn't spend money unless you had it. You didn't pay for something unless you had the money. You didn't put things on credit. You didn't charge things. And it was all about maintaining balance, and you prioritized. Somewhere along the way, our government has forgotten to do that. The current legislators are unable to balance and prioritize, which is leading us to an unsustainable economic condition. The key to correcting this position is to have the courage to prioritize. And all of you that know me and that I've worked with know that I have that courage to do that. Unfortunately, prioritizing is not what we're doing, and we're in desperate trouble. And unless we change what we're doing, we're going to be in terrible, terrible shape for years to come. And there's absolutely no reason for this. There's something wrong when the state government is the largest employer in the state with over 51,000 employees. There's something wrong. We have unemployment numbers that are over 9% and climbing month after month after month. There's something wrong. We've lost over 100,000 jobs in the private sector in just the last 2 years alone. There's something wrong when the taxes that we pay here in Guilford over the last 16 years, as long as my opponent's been in office, have gone higher and higher to Hartford, and we've gotten less and less back. There's something wrong. We postponed an over $500 million deficit, and by not funding the pension plan, by raiding the rainy day account, by taking from other accounts to the tune of over $97 million. There is not a semblance of efficient planning or accountability in these practices at all. The question is, how do you change that situation? The same way I was raised, with courage, strong leadership, hard work, and planning. For me, and those of you that know me know that these aren't just words. Ever since I embarked in Guilford, and even before in Hampton, I served on the Legislative Council, from my time spending on the Planning and Zoning Commission as a member and a chairman, and my service on the Board of Education, and my work currently on the Board of Selectmen with the great leadership of Joe Mazza. We have done that. We have gone about planning and making these decisions. And I do that for not myself alone, not just my husband and my son, but I do that for you, the citizens that I serve. You're the ones that are paying for our services, and you deserve results. We cannot wait until tomorrow to solve the problems today. And by the way, since when is it acceptable for parents to take money from their children to pay bills? That's exactly what our government is doing right now. It's unconscionable. I said when I came to Guilford over 10 years ago that we need to invest in long-range planning. Joe knows that I harped on and on again about long-range planning. But I've been able to do that, as I said, in the boards I've served on. I've invested also in Guilford as well as Branford. My husband and I own the car wash across the street. We're small business owners. So in addition to practicing law, well, we're working and running the business. I understand the challenges and the difficulty. We opened our business in a tight economy, and we've been able to do it through hard work. But I understand what it's like for those that are trying to do this and just survive. And I do this because as I approach my clients, as I practice law, and as I work in projects in government, and as I run my own business, I do this to serve and to use my skills. Our local business owners need to feel that their legislators are partnering in facilitating the success of their efforts. In this, I will work with you, and I pledge that. Unlike my opponent, I do not feel that my work is all about what takes place in Hartford. My work is what takes place here in these towns. You will see me around. You will see me coming to events. You will see me walking into your business to ask you, as I'm currently doing. I will work on cutting wasteful spending and relieving the regulatory burdens to help businesses create jobs and ease the burdens of taxpayers. I will work to restore sound government, fiscal management, as we are presently doing in Guilford. I will provide Guilford and Branford with a stronger voice in Hartford. I will work to eliminate the unfunded mandates that are constraining and choking us here in these communities. I will improve the communication between the citizens of Hartford. I will be tireless, and you all know that. I never give up. I have tremendous energy. Because unlike our current representatives that are serving in Hartford, I will not forget it was you that put me there. I see my service as a privilege, not a right. It is an honor to serve, and not an entitlement. Over the past month, since I've announced my exploratory campaign, I've had a number of folks that have come up to me to offer me encouragement, but also give me their thoughts and ideas. And I ran into a woman recently when I was in a store, Mary, and she recognized me, heard I was running, and she came up to me. She goes, "Mrs. Cartier, I have one question for you." And she was older than me, calling me Mrs. Cartier. She said, "I have one question to you. Are you one of us?" And I looked at her, I said, "Mary, I could not be more than one of you as I stand in your shoes, and I share your burdens and your challenges. Folks, I am one of you. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a business owner, I'm an employee. My roots are from humble working class family. I've scrubbed floors, and I bartended, and I've waitressed tables. I understand the sacrifice and what it takes to accomplish things, and I won't lose sight of the fact of what I'm here to do and serve you." Some people think I'm a little bit idealistic, huh, Jim? That I always have this positive, upbeat attitude, right? I'm very passionate about things. Maybe Mrs. Smith goes to Hartford. But yet I have enough experience in the last 20 plus years in government and in the private sector to know that all it takes are some good ideas and some hard work, and you can make a difference and actually change things for the better. So I ask you folks, all of you sitting here tonight and all of you that are going to be watching this, do we stick with the folks that we have in Hartford today and hope for a different outcome? Or do we send people to Hartford that are willing to make the tough choices that will ensure our grandchildren and our children will have a better future? I think the voice is clear and the choice is clear. You deserve a representative who not only understands the needs of you, the taxpayer, but will fight for you. Send me to Hartford and I will fight for you, and I will fight for you, and I will fight for you. And I appreciate your support, and I'm so looking forward to Election Day. Join me, everybody, in this journey. Thank you so much.